Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 10 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter surface area and volume. The lessons we're going to cover today are volume of prisms and cylinders, volume of pyramids and cones, surface area and volume of spheres. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay, so let's just start with the lesson. Volume of prisms and cylinders. What is the volume? So the volume of the cube is side times side times side. So each side of the cube is 9 yards long. So that is 9 times 9 times 9. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the volume? The volume of the cube is side times side times side. That is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 is 27. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is 27. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 27. What is the volume? That is volume equals side times side times side. That is 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16 and 16 times 4 is 64. That is 64. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 64. What is the volume of the cylinder? We need to calculate the area of top and bottom first, right? That is A equals pi r square. So 3.14 times r is 3 square. So that is 9 times 3.14. That is 28.26. Then we need to calculate the area of, we need to calculate the surface times the lateral. Oh, that is volume, sorry. We need to calculate the volume of the cylinder. So volume equals V equals pi r square H. We don't have to calculate area, we have to calculate the volume. V equals pi r square H. That is 3.14 times 3 square. So let me just do the calculations. So that is 8 times 9 times 3.14. That is 226.08. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is option number 2. Very good. What is the volume? That is V equals side times side times side. That is 9 times 9 is 9. That is 729. Option number 2 is the correct option. 729 it is. What is the volume? That is half times base times height tenth. Okay, that is V half times base times height times length. That is 1 by 2 times 5 times 7 times 10. That is 175. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Volume of pyramids and cones. What is the volume of the cone? So the radius is half times diameter and height equals 8. We need to calculate the volume, that is 1 by 3 pi r square h. That is the volume of the cone. Volume of the cone is 1 by 3 times pi r square h, right? Now look at the what is the volume of the rectangular pyramid. We need to calculate the area of base. Then we need to calculate the volume, that is 1 by 3 times area of base times height. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the volume of this cone? That is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. So radius equals diameter divided by 2. So radius is 2 meters. So that is 1 by 3, 3.14, 2 square, and h is 4. Let's just do the calculations. 16 times 3.14, that is 50.24, and 50.24 divided by 3 is 16.75. So option number 1 is the correct option, that is 16.75. That is 16.75. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the volume of the rectangular pyramid? The first thing is we need to calculate the area of base. That is 10 times 10 equals 100. Now we need to calculate the volume. The volume is 1 by 3 times the area of base times height. That is 1 by 3 times 100 times 6. 200. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the volume of the rectangular pyramid? Calculate the area of base first. That is 6 times 7, that is 42. V equals 1 by 3 times area of base times height, that is 1 by 3 times 42 times 9. That is 126. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 126. Very good. What is the volume of triangular pyramid? We need to calculate the area of base first. Then we have to calculate V equals 1 by 3 times area of base times height. So that is 52.5, option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is surface area of volume of spheres. What is the volume of the sphere? That is V equals 4 by 3. uh, Volume equal 4 by 3 pi r cube. What is the volume of the sphere? V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 times 3.14 times 8 cube. So 8 times 8 times 8, that is 512 times 3.14 times 4, that is 6,430.6 72 divided by 3. The correct option is 2143.57. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the volume of the sphere? That is 2143.57. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the volume of the sphere? V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. The 4 by 3 times 3.14 times 1 cube. So 3.14 times 4 divided by 3, that is 4.19. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4.19. Option number 2 is the correct option. V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3, 3.14 times 6 cube. So let's just calculate the that is 6 times 6 times 6, 216 times 3.14 times 4. That is 9. We need to calculate the surface area of the sphere, not the volume. That is 250.16. Surface area is 4 pi r square. So 4 pi r square, that is 452.16. Option number 2 is the correct option. Surface area equals 4 pi r square. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 10 math. Chapter we were working on is surface area and volume. The lessons we have covered today are volume of prisms and cylinders, volume of pyramids and cones, surface area and volume of spheres. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions?